3, 2.
Well, okay. Well, I didn't mean like the next second. Okay.
Holy shit. Okay, I can be ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. I guess I'll intro it. If you guys don't want to, I can do it.
I guess so.
All right. You want to do it, Eddy? Eddie, you want to do it?
No, I'm good.
You can do it if you want.
Go ahead.
Eddie's got it in him.
No. Connor's got it in him.
The Eddytainment.
I'm shy.
All right. You are not shy. You're probably the least shy person.
So shy.
All right. I'm just gonna start. All right. Hey everyone, and welcome back to a slightly overdue episode of the Boo Bros podcast. I have 3 other Boo Bros here with me. We've got Mr. Michael from Hallowed Thrills.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
We've got Zombie Chris in the house.
Hey everybody.
And of course, we've got Mr. Eddy from Eddytainment.
Last name Tainment.
Last name Tainment. So, you guys probably have a pretty decent idea of what we're talking about today. I'm going to go ahead and start with the elephant in the room, and that is there's some new tracks at Epic Universe that have been spotted. Ride tracks. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
But there's also some secondary stuff, some HHN stuff, you know.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about that.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, guys, the last 7 days have been filled with announcements. Not just for Halloween Horror Nights, but for other haunts as well. We're going to start with Halloween Horror Nights, and we're actually going to take you back a week where they finally announced Netflix's The Haunting of Hill House for both coasts. And this was also confirmation of Hollywood's event happening. It was their first announcement in general, but obviously a bi-coastal announcement. And the hype is real for this one. Wouldn't you agree, Michael?
You gotta go to me first on this announcement, don't you?
Yeah.
You know my opinions on this show. I mean, the hype is real for a lot of people. I mean, after reading through the entire description of the house and the blog post, I do have an appreciation for the house and what they're trying to do with it. I have listened to some other podcasts to at least get an idea of what the show has been about. But honestly, I do agree with the whole thought process that people have been having with the whole, the show is more about the tragedy and everything. I don't know how it's going to work in a house, but I do think that the blog post that they did put out saying that the house is going to be the main star of the show and not actually the characters does make me feel that it's going to be more of a haunted house.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what really intrigued me about the blog post was how they said this house is going to be kind of a slow burn in a way, almost like the show. You're going to kind of start by seeing creepy imagery, and it's going to slowly build into a crazy finale. So I think that's a very interesting idea. What do you think, Eddy?
I feel like if it's going to be like that, Michael's going to walk out early. He's going to be like, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Done.
I'm in the 3rd room. I haven't seen a ghost. I'm out of here.
Man, this house is boring.
Boring.
No,
there's absolutely no way I'll be like that just because I'll see that facade and be like, this is good enough. This is good enough for me, man. I'm done. That's all I needed to see.
Because I think that's one thing I've learned, at least, is even if you're not a big fan of the property itself, the house could be amazing because it's a totally different medium.
And it's a Victorian haunted mansion like that. You don't even need a title behind it to make it something popular. It happens to be a Netflix show, but I think just the setting itself is scary enough. And also just the announcement to me, I said it on my announcement video, it seems like a little bit of a return to form for Halloween Horror Nights. This actually seems like it's going to be a scary haunted house.
So you think they haven't been using scary IPs lately?
I think at least with the relationship with Netflix, which has been a very popular one, it's been more about watching something really cool instead of it being terrifying, which I think this will be very cool to see because you'll be able to live out the scenes like Halloween Horror Nights is known for, but at the same time terrifying.
Chris, what do you think about this announcement?
I am excited for this one. When it first got announced, well, when the rumors were early about this, I was excited because we just came off from watching the show. But then as time went on, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I'd much rather have Fear Street, but kind of reading the synopsis and watching the video, I'm sold on this.
Yeah, so the little paragraph that's on the house page says, "Welcome to Hill House, a structure more alive than its ghostly inhabitants. Inside these walls echo the haunted footsteps of those trapped here for all time." So it's going to be very ghost-centric, that's for sure. And there are a king's ransom worth of ghosts that they can pull from here. You have obviously the kind of the headliners, your bent neck lady, your tall bowler hat guy. Then you could use Olivia for some scares. You have Mr. Smiley. You have the basement zombie. You have what's her name, Poppy. So I mean, and of course tons of background ghosts that are seen throughout the show. So
yeah,
Michael, you got something?
Now that basement ghost, man, I will say, just from the little clip that they had in that trailer, I swear if that thing comes crawling towards me, he's gonna get a freaking kick right in the chops, man. I am not having it.
Yeah,
I'm not having it.
I have a friend coming down for his first ever HHN, and that's the house he wants to do first. And I'm like, listen, you can pick your own battles here, but I think you're going to crap yourself, to be quite honest with you. But I'm going to make him lead the house, so that should be funny.
No, I've had experience with like crawling zombie scare actors before, specifically in one of the haunts up here at Penhurst. They hired a double amputee, and so they pretty much they freaking like crawled, like they just like sprinted at you on their hands. I'm like, what? No, not okay. That's terrifying.
I like our production guy Chris with his little banner there.
I didn't even read what it said.
Oh, I missed that one.
We hear Bros don't and will not.
It'd be a freaking like a crane kick, just
just for the record, Michael speaks for himself.
Man.
I remember one time towards the end of HHN 27, we were doing the Hive, and one of the actors was on some wild stuff that night because he was crawling and bending and stuff, and it was it was horrifying. So, wait, Chris, you may have been there for this. Does this ring a bell to you? Like this, he was like contorting up against the wall. It was so strange, and that kind of made me think basement zombie. Looking back. So I think it's going to be quite a scene, to be honest. But I think the facade is the thing I'm looking forward to the most. The pictures are out there on the Universal blog. Universal released the pictures, so you can go see them if you're okay with spoilers. It is pretty immaculate. But if no one else has anything to add on Hill House, we can go ahead and move on to what was announced today.
Let's do it.
Let's head in. Let's head into it.
All right. So today was kind of a weird one because we got two announcements today.
It was like one of those Burger King specials, 2 for 1.
Right.
Neither of which I really thought, based on what happened this week as far as leaks went, as I expected. I expected something completely different to be announced.
Yeah, because Universal or HHN on Twitter was teasing like leaks. So it was kind of like, the scary facade is kind of in plain sight right now. So, that kind of would have made sense. But we actually ended up getting 2 IPs announced on the same day, which, what? kind of unheard of. I'm going to start with something that's kind of returning. Well, they kind of both are in a way. But this one is returning from last year, and that is The Bride of Frankenstein Lives. I'm going to go ahead and throw this one over to Chris to start off with your thoughts on this one coming back.
Out of what we experienced from last year with Bride and Tooth Fairy, I was not too keen on Tooth Fairy, but Bride was where it was at. I love this house. And I'm not even like a huge classic monster, like I wouldn't say a fan, but I've never dove into that world of classic monsters, but this house makes me like want to like go and watch all of them. So based upon the video, which we can tell like that video was like a love letter.
Wow.
To,
Oh yeah.
It was just like, wow, this is HHN production. Like,
Yeah.
whew.
That made me want a movie.
Yeah, that
Yes.
that was a beautiful trailer.
Like,
Yep.
that's got to be one of the best house announcement trailers I've ever seen. Like the Ghostbusters one made me feel some type of way because I thought that was really well done, but this one was like the production value was it was ridiculous.
And it was funny that Patrick was a part of that, right? Am I
Yeah.
not mistaken?
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
he left the company.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I do agree with you, Chris, that Brides was the stronger of the two that we got last year. And now to be able to see it at like its full potential is really exciting for me because it's going to be even better. And I can't wait to see it again. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it to Eddy now for some
All
thoughts on the Brides.
So first and foremost, am I the only one on here that didn't get to experience them last year? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I suppose you would be. Yeah.
So from a not actually having experienced the houses in person perspective, when I looked at them, neither one of them really like caught my eye, even though I did want to go see them just because I'm a Halloween Horror Nights fan. But this trailer freaking blew my freaking mind. I didn't get to do the house, and now I'm regretting not having done it. But I'm so glad that I'm able to do it this year. So, I don't know exactly what to expect, like you guys do. I'm hoping there's no plexiglass. But that trailer set the tone. They did a really good job, and I'm assuming I don't know. There had to have been like Dracula's brides in the house last year.
Yes.
Confirm.
Well, of course, with you saw the trailer, right?
That's why I'm saying. But I'm like,
He wants to double check that they were in the house.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
were.
yeah. They definitely were.
They were scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And the little paragraph for this one is, "We belong dead. The last words of Frankenstein's monster when his bride rejected him. Now she'll stop at nothing to bring him back." That includes, doing some stuff to Dracula's brides,
Doing some stuff.
draining their life force. Mike, you saw this house as well. I mean, what do you think?
So I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum from you two. I thought Tooth Fairy was the better house out of the two at the event. I enjoyed Tooth Fairy a lot. I had a lot of great run throughs of Tooth Fairy compared to Brides. But I will say I did really enjoy that house. It was a very beautiful house, had some really good points in it, where it was really scary, points where it was like a lot of double scares. So I really did enjoy that. And I really hope that this year, with the less amounts of like restrictions on the houses, that we're able to get more of those. It's going to be, honestly, Eddy saying about how, even though he completely disappeared right now.
I'm still here.
But,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Eddy.
That's our production guy messing around.
But Eddy, after he was saying about how he didn't get to go through it and how we did, honestly, I don't think that's really gonna affect a lot of things this year, just because a lot of the houses that we had gone through are going to go through a lot of changes because of the amount of like restrictions that were involved with it during its initial run. So I think, honestly, a lot of scares are going to be added. Even with all of the different run-throughs that people had, they're definitely going to add more effects or change some effects, add something, take stuff away, like add some more detail to scenes. It's just going to be, it's going to be much different than you probably will remember from the previous year.
Yeah, I think you could see in the houses like some spots where you could see like, oh, that's probably something like there'll be more opportunities for misdirection and stuff because they'll be able to have more actors. And I'm personally really glad that this house is coming back because, you know, for one thing, it was really good, but also you have so many fans of the event like Eddy who didn't get to see these houses and now they're going to get the chance to. So
Yeah,
I think that's really great.
It would have been messed up for both this and Tooth Fairy to be like, well, hey, you know, sorry.
Yeah, we were fortunate last year to get anything at all. So definitely no complaints there.
I will say about like similar with Beetlejuice, there was a lot of things missing from that you could definitely tell like that they had to hurry up and do that and finish that house up.
Yeah, that's another one that I expect will be plussed up pretty good.
Oh yeah, and then especially because of the casting call that they did for auditions for stuff and how they're looking for more Beetlejuices, so that should be interesting to see either they're going into the house or maybe a graveyard review coming back for HHN.
Whoa, ooh, I like this idea.
Ooh, maybe nudge,
maybe.
wink, wink.
You never know. You never know what can come back in an anniversary year. Speaking of that, Texas Chainsaw Massacre that got announced today as well. Chris is in the spirit.
A little bit.
Yeah, and you know, this one is exciting for me because I followed the event for so long before finally going in 2017, which meant that I missed Leatherface by a year. So this is my first opportunity to get to, and that was your first year too as well, right, Mike?
Yep, I missed out on it by a year.
Wow.
So this is our first opportunity to get to see Leatherface at the event.
Oh, shoot.
Step into the dilapidated Texas home of the depraved, sadistic Sawyer family, who welcome you with razor-sharp blades and a roaring chainsaw. I mean, that pretty much sums up that movie. There's this rumored to be a soundstage house, so it'll probably be a little different than 2016's edition, which is a good thing. I'm very excited for it. I think it totally makes sense to have one of the big Titan slashers at the anniversary. Michael might be a little bit played out. Not you, Hallowed Thrills, but Michael Myers. You know, Freddy and Jason, the rights might be a little bit trickier. So I think this is a great fit. I'm going to actually throw this to Zombie Chris first because he's got the merchandise. What are your thoughts on Texas coming back?
I enjoyed the last one that we had. A lot of people, what I was reading, were kind of subpar on this, and that's how I kind of felt. Only because we just kind of experienced it. I'm kind of like, yeah, I love Leatherface in this movie, but it didn't really speak to me to be something original or different than what we saw before. What I am interested in, what I just thought about, was if they do something kind of unique with the food offerings, because Leatherface and the whole ordeal is kind of like the play on like them having like this barbecue gas station restaurant type of thing. Maybe across from the entrance or something, there would be like a food truck. It'd be kind of interesting for them to do that kind of angle, or at least in the prop shop or the Universal Tribute Store, having some kind of like weird, I don't know, body finger snack thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of like more food items that are themed to the properties and stuff. I think stuff like that would be really cool.
I mean, honestly, going about the food thing, we did have the Starcourt Mall during 29, so maybe we could have a section of procured meats from from Leatherface. I don't know. Maybe that'll be one of the stands over there.
It won't be turkey legs this year. It'll be
human legs.
Human legs, yes.
Eddy, you're a very seasoned Halloween Horror Nights attender.
Yes.
So you've probably seen Leatherface a couple times, right?
Yes. And
so what do you think about this?
So first and foremost, the fact that it's going to be in a soundstage, that to me always gets me excited because they could utilize weather and different elements that you can't use in a tent house. So maybe they could add like rain or something like they did for Poltergeist to this to kind of get you more immersed. But in addition to that, I've always looked at Leatherface as kind of like the perfect combination of gore and your standard horror. So there's a lot of like visual gore that you could see, but then a lot of actual like scare as well. So I'm excited for this particular house. It's not like on the top of my list of houses that I want to go through, but I definitely look forward to going through this house. I'm kind of leaving it up till the event to really give my final opinion on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be super high on my hype list just because of the strength of everything else that's rumored right now. But Michael, what about you? Where do you stand on Texas?
So similar to you, like we said, my first year was 2017, so I missed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre by 1 year. But I do find it weird that it's coming back this year and it's going to be the exact same thing from 26. It's supposed to be based on the original 1974 film. So, I mean, it's just really odd to me that they would be bringing that exact same story back 4 years later.
Yeah, I'll be wondering if like just how different it's going to be. You know, obviously with the sound stage, there's more things you can utilize from a technological standpoint and from like the height of the builds. But it does seem like they're going with the original because it did say in the post, right, about
Yeah.
talking about the original film. So
Yeah, something about like going into the screen of the 1974 film or something like that.
okay.
But
not to jump in, Mike.
You're fine.
What I did notice from reading like some of the locations, it seems like it's like, hey, we kind of get to redo what we did before, but add stuff because the dilapidated gas station was not a part of the one at HHN 26. And what I noticed was the little trailer was almost like them kind of doing an original take, because other than the part where Leatherface is coming at the closet, with the guy, that was all like originally shot, if I'm not mistaken. Because if you watch the older trailer from HHN 26, it's just straight generic classic scenes from the movie. So I had saw that and I was like, ooh, they're gonna do something like a fully original take, but maybe they'll sneak in some original stuff in there like that's not from the movie. But
honestly, sorry, you can go.
No, go ahead. Mine is kind of like a tangent, so you go ahead.
Okay. Oh no. But honestly, though, about the whole Texas Chainsaw story, I did have a thought about that, Chris, where I thought with the trailer, I thought they were gonna go more of an original way with it, because that's what it seemed with the trailer, that it wasn't really focusing on any like certain point of just like the original movie. So I was like, oh, maybe it'll be an original house based on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That would be really cool. But according to the description, it doesn't really look like that's going to be the case.
Yeah. Before Eddy goes on his tangent, I just wanted to add something too. I clicked on the link to Texas Chainsaw. I'm just kind of reading over it. It says, you've seen the 1974 horror classic. Now it's your turn to experience it for yourself. Enter the dilapidated Sawyer house and meet Leatherface and his demented family. So, you know, and then it says, step right inside the story, experiencing every nightmare's moment for yourself. That line to me makes it sound like they're going to use particular scenes from the film. That line right there.
Yeah.
But they could do a little bit of both, maybe, you know, maybe like, because you're going into the house, maybe it's like your own experience in the house, so you see some similar things. Maybe you don't see like the victims from the film in this, like maybe you're the one entering the Sawyer house, you're not necessarily seeing the movie play out. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of different route they take with this, if they take a different route.
And it's going to be funny to see if it's the facade as the house. So it's like two houses having facades for this year, unless they do the gas station first. But
yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, but that would definitely be like interesting to see, like if they would do like you as the main character instead of going off on like just following you through like your normal scene by scene story.
Yeah, because then you would see like Sally and the the guy, the brother in the wheelchair, and all the like regular characters from
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah. So that would be a good, an interesting take that they could go with this. Is just having you be the main character. That would be a good thing to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Take the floor, Eddie. Take it.
Just to round that out, just because it's the same source material doesn't mean that they can't make it different. But what I was going to say was this is the first time, at least that I've noticed, that all the houses are actually getting like a custom trailer. You know, typically you'll get like a custom trailer, and then the next one will just be like people walking through a house screaming and, you know, this house is coming, you know, but every single house so far, if my recollection, the 4 that have been announced have all gotten a custom trailer.
Yeah, so far, yes. But I will say so far we've all had IPs. They've all been IPs.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if they do anything like that for any of the originals, because a couple of the rumored originals would be so cool to get like a full type of trailer for. Like, I would love to see it happen.
I mean,
Icons.
Jack
Yes,
had
that's the
his,
one, really.
So, yeah.
But before we move on, does anyone have anything else to say about HHN 30?
Yeah. Also, I don't think we mentioned it, but every single announcement thus far has come with a piece of merch.
Yes.
True. Yeah.
They've been doing merch for everything. And also, I will also note, because I don't really think we talked about it much because we're all East Coast guys here, everything so far has been bi-coastal, except for the very first Beetlejuice announcement at the very, very beginning. Right. But
Rip.
everything we've talked about today has been bi-coastal.
Poor Hollywood.
Yeah. And that's probably going to change next week, because now we're going to start having to announce like Orlando exclusive stuff. They have some exclusive stuff as well. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about merch.
Do we have any more announcements that could possibly be bi-coastal, other than maybe the Billy replacement?
Possibly, but you know, it depends on what that is. We don't know in terms of rumors right now.
People are starting to think that it's an original.
That's what I've been seeing too.
I think it's if I had to throw a guess out, I'm thinking original, but it meets maybe IP.
Okay.
Something mixed in there. If that's the route they would go,
but
like a universal IP mixed in with an original?
Kind of. Like original is the overall theming, but some of the properties they use in there might be IP related.
Interesting.
Are you predicting All Night Dying?
Correcto. Double feature with the Usher. Yeah,
I would love it.
Oh,
that would be mind blowing. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
All Night Dying final cut with the Usher and the director.
Oh man, I'm gonna start sweating or something here.
Oh, it's getting hot in here.
Yeah. By all means, any ideas here, you can have them free of charge.
Just credit.
Yes. Like when you're walking in the house, you see the facade and everything, and there's a little asterisk at the bottom. It's like the brainchild of Zombie Craze.
It's like
the
when
Blue
you walk
Bros
around,
logo just right in the bottom corner.
There you go. But we do have a couple of merch hounds in this call right now.
Merch hounds,
namely Eddy and Mike in particular.
Whoa.
So I've never heard this word, merch hound. Like, you know, another word that I just learned recently.
What's that?
Pass hole.
You just heard that? Oh, God, that is a great term.
I was like, I'm a pass holder, but I'm not no pass hole.
All right, now hold up. Don't put me in the same league with him, man. He is a merch hound. I am not.
You're going in that league, Mike, because before this call started, I'm going to expose you and said you checked a bag for merchandise specifically.
Yeah.
That did happen before the call.
Okay.
I've never done that. I'll just wear 10 shirts home.
You could. I mean,
this is true, but unlike somebody in this call, I didn't buy every single piece of merchandise that's come out so far.
Eddie, you care to comment?
Rebuttal.
I plead the fifth. But I mean, I guess just to comment on the merch, every single announcement has come with a piece of merch. The reason, all right, I'm gonna defend myself a little bit, okay? The reason why I've purchased all the merch that's come out is not because what you call me, a merch what?
Merch hound.
A merch hound? It's not because I'm a merch hound. It's because they've made it seem like it might be limited and may not return for the actual event. So I don't want to be left holding the bag and not having the items that I actually want. And they just seemed real cool. The Jack one looked awesome, and everybody loves Jack. You know, Jack is back. Then the Hill House one, I love Hill House, unlike Michael. And then the one for classic for what's her name?
Frankenstein.
Yeah, Bride of Frankenstein. That one looks awesome. I don't know how somebody would not like that one. So they've coincidentally all looked really cool, but at the same time, the fact that they may not be around past this limited release made me want to get a hold of at least one extra large for myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. There's only one that's released so far that I have a feeling is not going to be returning, at least that design, and that would be the Beetlejuice.
I forgot about the Beetlejuice.
I don't think, personally, I do not think that design for Beetlejuice is going to be returning.
Okay.
That's the only one I could see so far that wouldn't return, and then maybe Jack. I don't see that design returning. But the other two, Hill House and Brides, I do think that those would probably return.
Yeah. I when I saw that Bride shirt today, I was like, dang, that is a sick t-shirt. Although I was kind of like, why is the bride like barely featured on the shirt? Because it's like her house, and like it would have been nice if she was like the focal point.
Yeah.
And then maybe you had Frank levitating head up in the top. But if you look at it as just a shirt, like it's a really sick design. I love black and white designs, and I love like that kind of poster like.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the old Universal like a classic monster poster, basically.
Yeah,
like a movie poster, like a classic movie poster.
It really fits. Like, you know, the Hill House one was a little more sleek, a little bit more modern because that's what the show is. But this one totally has like the right vibe to it as well. So I've definitely liked the merch so far. I'm more of a house shirt guy. I just get the house shirt usually. Maybe I did get a Killer Clown shirt in 28 because obviously why wouldn't I? But you know, I'm excited to see what else there is, because anniversary year, I think there's going to be some crazy merch, and I think a lot of us are going to spend a little too much when it's all said and done. I think we can all agree on that one.
Yeah,
I'm going to try to wait till the end, but stuff's going to be sold out.
Yeah, I would buy all the pins and all of the cups and everything that could possibly be anything other than a shirt, because I don't really need that much shirts.
Yeah, I have way too many shirts. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm starting to run out of room.
And all the merch for this year is going to be extremely special, not only because it's an anniversary year, it's also the year that Halloween Horror Nights returned.
Yeah, for sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
We've all missed it a lot.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to not like splash all of our money. But I kind of like what Chris said about waiting, because I would say like the things that you really, really want. Like for me, the main thing is the house shirt. So I'm definitely going to get that early in the run, get it out of the way. Yeah. But then when that yard sale comes around,
you're like, oh,
and let's just go see what's left over. Maybe I can pick something out of the bargain bin that I can take home as a little souvenir. But I kind of like that idea. That
was me with the storyteller glass.
Okay.
I picked that up at the yard sale because I was like, I was like during the HHN light, I was like, don't care about the storyteller. I'll grab the other three. Don't really care about the storyteller. And then I went to the yard sale. I was like, oh, the storyteller's here for $2. I'll take that.
$2. Yeah.
I was like, I'll take that. I'll take a storyteller glass for $2.
Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah.
I'll round off the collection for $2.
I'd take like a plain glass with nothing on it for $2.
And I have the mythological Paolo Ravisky glass as well.
Oh man.
I kind of regret not getting the Jack glass when I had the opportunity. So if there's another like Icons type of cup this year for 30, I might have to grab one.
Scoop.
Eddie's pulling it out.
Oh.
There it is.
Son of a,
yes.
Yeah, mine are like over there somewhere on like a shelf.
Yeah, please be careful with them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, so nice. Those
I did
designs.
get the Killer Clowns glass at 29, so I do have that at least.
As much as people
is that the one with
say,
the Ghostbusters, or
Uh,
just
I just got the Killer Clowns one, but
Okay.
yeah, there was a Ghostbusters one. Ooh, 25 shot glass.
Yeah.
Look at that.
as much as people say that those icons designs were so overused last year, they're still such a good design. They look really like they make the icons look really nice.
Yeah, very slick. I'd love to see that design as like kind of the arch decoration.
Yes.
You know how last year it just said like Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights, like there's no year specific. I'd like them to go back to that and use like that black, white, and red icon look as like the HHN 30 key art when you walk through the arches. I think that'd be really sick.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
I would like to see them add like more stuff to the arches. So like you know how they normally have the IPs and those posters.
Yeah,
I would like them to see like I'd like to have like the normal amulet in the middle and then around the arch have like pictures of the icons.
Oh, that would be
Ooh.
so awesome.
I know back in the day, like back in Eddie's day here, and even Mr. Zombie Chris's day here.
Oh
Mix
yeah, they
us
did
out
the whole
more.
freaking
They did
the
it
whole
up.
Carnival of Carnage, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
and there's one year where they had like a bunch of vines and stuff all over the arches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's go back to that.
Even back when they had the video screen. Like
Oh,
when
that
they
was
Oh,
had
for
that,
for
yeah.
Bloody Mary.
That's a
that was sick.
funny story. In 2008, when I was about like 11 or 12, we went to see the Blue Man Group, and it was
R.I.P.
RIP. And it was during Horror Night season. So when we were walking by, I saw like the Bloody Mary video playing,
Oh, yeah.
and I was so scared. I was like, they're gonna come out of the gates and get me. Like, it's over for me. But I did see it. I did technically see it in person, so that's cool.
Were you like, I'm never going to that event?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, speaking about Bloody Mary, you think what do you think the possibility is of that we see some sort of an Easter egg in the scary house about her?
I think more
They
likely in the
can't
Icon's
use-
house.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
only use the doctor's side, right?
Yeah, Dr.
far as I've
Mary
heard.
Agana.
Mm-hmm.
But no
But they
Bloody
could-
Mary.
Maybe they could throw a little mirror in there with a little bit of blood on it, and people
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, I
Shattered
get it."
shattered mirror with blood and
Yeah.
Schuster's business card.
Yeah, and then maybe the next scare is like Mary Agana.
I
So, like,
bet,
they could-
I
they
bet they're
could kinda
kicking
make it work.
themselves for this. For
Yeah.
using a license. Well, however that
Just
went
push
down.
it as much as you possibly can without getting a lawsuit.
There you go.
We changed our hair color.
But I
Push the envelope, man.
I feel like there will at least be like some kind of reference, if I had to guess. Just a
Yeah,
reference.
there's got to be something.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah. Or a Hispanic knockoff, Bloody Maria. Comes out like, hola!
On that note, is there anything else we want to say about HHN 30?
That's
I
a good
think-
segue.
I think
Yeah.
that's a good
Perfect
segue.
segue.
Hola!
Speaking of,
So, this next thing we're going to talk about, the four of us don't know a ton about. So we're just kind of like a middle ground for us before we talk about Howl-O-Scream. But we did get a pretty big Knott's announcement today, and it was essentially confirming the dates for the event, which I'm looking at right now. I believe it is September 16th through October 31st. And yes, it is.
Yeah.
But they didn't announce any houses or anything like that today, just the dates. And this guy called the Conductor. The post says the Conductor guides lost souls into the very depths of what awaits guests this year at Knott's Scary Farm. The largest and most haunting Halloween event in Southern California returns. Shots fired there. With unimaginable scares and innovative thrills, and so on and so forth. But basically, the main thing is the Conductor character seems like the icon of this year's Knott's Scary Farm. And while none of us really know that much about it, I do have a quote from another Boo Bro who does know a little bit more than us. Our good friend Scott from SoCal Exploring gave me some info about this Conductor character. Basically, for the past couple years or so, he's been kind of like Knott's Berry Farm has like this train, right? It just has a train, and he's kind of like standing out there interacting with guests. the last couple of years. So he's a character that's been at the event before. Takes pictures, all that stuff. Also, this park has a lot of history with the Calico Mine Ride. So Scott was saying that they do Halloween overlays for it during the event, and he's thinking maybe the conductor could end up playing into that potentially. But he also said he doesn't think he's the icon, but he also thinks we might see him in the Origins maze. So it's kind of, I don't really know what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Like
we needed a banner at the bottom saying exclusive from SoCal.
Yeah, this is I can only report what SoCal told me. I can't say anything for certain. But the post made it seem like he's like the icon. But Scott's like, I don't think he's the icon. So you'll have to tweet Scott about that one.
Yeah. He sounds like an icon from what I read, but like you said, we're not the most knowledgeable on this particular park. What I can say though is I'm excited to see that this park is coming back because it is an OG in the Haunt game. Mm-hmm. And if Scott says that it's not the icon, I'll take his word for it because I don't know any better.
Yeah,
but I'm excited, and I might just make that West Coast trip this year, if not next, to go see Not Scary.
I mean, even if you can't see Knott's Scary Farm, Knott's Berry Farm in its own right is an amazing park.
Yeah, you probably saw the train at least, right?
Yes, I did see the train. Yeah. Yeah, it was I couldn't ride anything.
Yeah. Sad.
COVID.
Yeah.
But you had boysenberry.
I had boysenberry everything. You need to get the boysenberry. You got boysenberry chicken wings, boysenberry French fries, boysenberry Dippin' Dots.
They love their boys. I don't think I've ever had a boysenberry in my life, so I'll save it for Knott's. It just seems like the right thing to do.
Blueberry and a raspberry mixed together is pretty much what it is.
Yeah, this is a park that I really want to see. I'm going to try and make it happen next year. Maybe we'll get to meet the conductor next year if he's back for 2022. But this is an event to me that looks really cool and a park that looks really cool with some really cool coasters that me and Zombie Chris can ride together because he loves roller coasters. But yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to say about this one, to be honest, but it is substantial that they're getting an event. So,
I mean, yeah, the way that the world has been and any event this year coming back from last year is a blessing.
Yeah, it is to be cherished at all costs.
Of course. No matter how big or how small the event is, you just got to cherish it, that you have it.
Yeah. Chris, do you have anything on the Scary Farm front for us?
I've always loved looking up like videos on Knott's. I've always been interested in it. Conductor seems like he would be a cool character to at least be a part of the theme this year, if not being the main host.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to move on to something that we know a little more about, and that is Howl-O-Scream, which is happening in like 5 different places this year. We're not going to cover San Diego or San Antonio on this show because there hasn't been any announcements yet. There's another Busch Gardens park, though, that we are going to talk about briefly that has no announcements, and I just want Eddy to talk about it because that's his home park, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. So, Eddy, take the floor.
Yeah, so right now, Williamsburg is kind of like San Antonio and what's the other one? California?
San Diego.
It doesn't really have many announcements, but we do know that they are coming back. I'm here local, so I'll do something for the Boo Bros once it opens up. Jack is back as well, but not the Jack that you think of. It's Jack the Pumpkin.
He's friendly.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a friendly individual.
No, he's not, but he's like a human with a jack-o'-lantern head.
Okay.
That's our version. But you know what? I can share some insights that I've heard of potential houses that I actually shared with you guys in the group chat. There's talks of potential Edgar Allan Poe house coming to the event this year, in addition to 2 of the previous houses not returning, which means so far a total of 3 new houses coming to the event, to an event that typically will have just 1 new house and a bunch of returning houses. So that's some pretty cool news. That's kind of about it for Busch Gardens Williamsburg.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have too much to say on that one as of right now. But I do think you guys might get an announcement in the next couple days, maybe, just because we got Orlando's first house announcement a couple days ago, and then today we got Tampa's. So they're coming in with the announcements. So hopefully we'll get to you guys soon.
Yeah, and I'm kind of dubbing this the East Coast trifecta if you do all 3.
Ooh, okay. So it's like a challenge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What do they win if they complete the challenge?
1 million
Pennies.
Eddytainment bucks.
Yes, there we go.
Eddytainment bucks.
There we go.
They're not, you can't use them to buy anything, but you can have them.
Yes,
Not
you
legal
can.
tender.
No, no, but very, very tender.
Each Eddytainment buck is equivalent to $100th of a dollar.
You can exchange them for some tender Eddytainment hugs. But a couple of the other Howl-O-Screams, like I said, did get an announcement today.
Any bucks of no value.
Wow.
This
Wow.
podcast is going off the rails.
I know.
Eddy bucks.
Conductor.
They cost more to make.
Oh wow.
So going off
I
what
heard-
Eddy was saying about the houses over in Williamsburg having maybe potentially, you said 3 new houses.
Yeah.
So that coincides with what Tampa's doing actually this year. They're actually having 5 haunted houses. 3 are going to be actually brand new ones. 1 got announced today, and then there's supposed to be 2 fan sort of favorite returning ones. The one that got announced today was the Forgotten, which is a weird sort of modern neon take on, I guess, vampires sort of being in this underground cave layer. There's not much more to go on other than just how the vampires look, which they look different than I've ever seen vampires look.
Yeah, they had like glowing red eyes, and they looked modern but classic at the same time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Aside from the lips, I thought the artwork looked really cool.
Yeah, the actual logo for the house reminds me of
Yeah.
that like emoji meme with like the backwards cap, and that the face that Michael was making. Yeah, there you go.
Isn't that like Rocky
It's
Horror?
the Rolling
Picture
Stones, right?
esque?
It
No,
looks,
Rolling Stones is the lips with the tongue out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking it reminded me of something almost.
No, it's Rocky Horror is what it
Oh,
reminds
there
me.
we
Yeah.
go. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
but yeah, I did think it was interesting that they're getting 3 new houses, and you can go to the Howl-O-Scream website and see right now that there's 5 spots for houses.
Mhm.
I don't know, like there's little pictures with them. I don't know if they mean anything.
Yeah, I discussed that part in my own separate video talking about the announcement. I wasn't sure if those were teases or just placeholders.
Yeah,
So
because they could be generic, but a couple of them look a little specific, especially
Yeah.
that second one with like the broken prison bars in the face.
and
like
then
that
the
just-
fourth one I think is very closely related to the werewolf scare zone they had last
Mm.
year.
Ooh,
I'm
Lichen
thinking they
Landing?
I'm thinking that might be one of the houses.
So
Yeah.
honestly, I was gonna say something about potential for one of the new scare zones that they had last year being moved into a house this year because of how well received they were. And honestly, I was between Lichen Landing or one of my personal favorites from last year being the Shortcut.
Oh yes, I so want the shortcut as a,
I loved the shortcut. It was the longest line for one of their open air houses that they had last year. That one had the longest line out of any of them.
Now, I'm curious, you guys, what do you think are the two houses that are going to return?
If they're talking about like fan favorite, I think like for me, it would it's maybe Zombie Mortuary, because that's a fan favorite. They could do what's another one?
Wasn't there the
Blackwater Bayou's been there too long.
I was going to say like Motel Hell, everyone seems to like, but I know that's been there a long time.
what about was it Slaughterhouse or whatever?
Yeah, that one was a couple
Yeah.
years ago. And that Insomnia house
Yeah, Insomnia.
could be.
Maybe there's, well, they won't do a clown related one. I was thinking the Superstition circus one. I can't think of
Yeah.
any ones beyond that though.
Yeah.
Oh, Unearth. Unearth is
Oh,
sort of a
yes.
fan favorite,
Yes,
so
I remember
might
that.
come back. Yeah.
So I've never been to this event. I'm considering going. I'm definitely going to Orlando. And Eddy, you're planning to do all three of the East Coast Howl-O-Screams, right? You are doing
He's
the
like, yep.
you're doing the trifecta. So do you give yourself some Eddy bucks for that, or what happens there?
Yeah, I got $1 million Eddy bucks.
Okay, cool. So it's like an immediate deposit when you enter the gates on the third one.
Yeah, no value again.
And he has to give himself the Eddy hugs. It'll be like this. It'll be like
I
this,
know.
right?
It's lonely.
You got the whole display. That reminds me of that SpongeBob episode.
That's that Jim
Yeah.
Carrey. Or is it?
Yes, Jim Carrey as well.
They
But
actually, along with this announcement, they also, and Eddy pointed this out. I didn't catch that until I went back to the website. Is that they're no longer doing reservations for either park. So
For any.
with that, yeah, for any of the
SeaWorld parks.
Howl-O-Screams across the state. So along with that, you can also now buy front of the line passes for the Howl-O-Scream over in Tampa. I'm hearing SeaWorld is going to have that maybe added at some point very soon. So it'd be interesting to see how the cost is going to be on that
yeah,
one.
they have a pretty crazy value too. Like if you wanted to get unlimited for both Tampa and Orlando, it's like $130 or something.
Mhm.
Like
right
that's
now, because the sale ends July 25th.
okay. But I mean, pretty awesome value. And if I do go to these, it'll probably be a one night thing, and even then, it's like
And you can
$30.
also buy just a single ticket and then buy a seasonal like pass for the SeaWorld if that wasn't something like you wanted to do. You can do that as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty intrigued by this vampire idea. I think the image looks pretty cool. That's what I've got.
I love how on Twitter though someone pointed out the face of the vampire character kind of looked like Jason X.
Oh, Misfits Unmanaged, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Misfits Unmanaged.
Shout out to Misfits. I freaking love him. He's great. But yeah. I read that and I was like,
Yep.
shit, you're right. I was wondering where I've seen that before.
Yeah, I'd have Jason X at Horror Nights. I don't know about you guys. That'd be ridiculous.
Jason in space.
Uber Jason.
So if we don't have anything else to add, we'll go ahead and push on to Howl-O-Scream Orlando.
Yeah, you're taking a road trip down.
Yeah, we're gonna drive
right
down
down
I-4. Yep.
oh.
Which is not the most fun thing to do. You know, guys, I went to Universal a couple days ago, and on the drive home, I get on I-4, and there was probably 3 to 5 miles total that did not have 2 lanes closed. It was not fun. Would not recommend. But I would recommend Howl-O-Scream in Orlando because
So
we
it was
actually got
I2.
3. What was that?
So it was I2.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I won in a lot of places.
But you lost.
$20 have no value.
It,
Remember.
I wish Eddy Bucks had value because then I would use mine to fix I4. But
Oh, there you go.
So Howl-O-Scream Orlando actually got 3 announcements in one, which was pretty wild. We got a house.
It was almost at Wendy's 4 for 4.
Yeah, almost.
The biggie bag.
So close. But no, we got a house, we got a scare zone, and we got a themed bar. The house is called Dead Vines. This is no innocent garden stroll. You've just wandered into a terrifying realm of ravenous plants and hidden horrors. So it sounds like Seeds of Extinction to me, with like kind of one big bad
Central
that's kind of
yeah,
like a central character controlling everything. I'm sure it'll be totally different from Seeds, maybe, but it sounds like a pretty cool concept to me, and totally. I mean, I was gonna say unique. I did just make a comparison, but it's not generic. It's not like your generic zombies or whatever else. The scare zone is Witchcraft Bayou. The cult is growing and the lure is powerful. It's hazardous to pass through this backwater bayou, but there's no way around. Voodoo and witchcraft aren't real, right? Tell that to the zealous worshippers trying to shackle you with their spells. They won't rest until your soul belongs to her, too. Stay alert or the dark magic will drag you down. And finally, the bar is the Poison Grotto. What's your poison? Unwind with a refreshing concoction and explore the enticing atmosphere of this unearthly lounge. It's a fleeting escape from the deadly vines and savage servants nearby. Just be sure to keep your eyes open and pay proper respect to the one who invited you in. You're her guest here, and she's always watching. So, yeah, 3 announcements in one. Quite a bit to go off of there. Mike, let's throw it to you.
You know what Witchcraft Bayou kind of sounds and reminds me of. Well, Chris can talk about this with me. What was the one maze that they had down at what's it called? Morrow's. I can't remember what it was called.
There's a lot of Bayou content I've noticed.
But this one in particular was definitely like it was a bayou, and there was a bayou witch, and there was a bunch of witchcraft and like sacrifices and stuff.
Because I'm obviously thinking of like the Bayou of Blood with Horror Nights, and Dead Waters, and then you also had that
Deathwater Bayou and
I think you're gonna see some if they don't do Deathwater Bayou in Tampa, I could definitely see some of those props making its way over to Orlando for this scare zone. And there was also a voodoo house at that Dark Horizon event a couple of years back. So
Voodoo?
Something about Central Voodoo.
Hoodoo,
You do?
Voodoo.
It's only voodoo.
It's only voodoo. But no, I guess people in Florida just really like voodoo.
Yeah,
I guess
it's a thing to do.
I guess so.
No, but I honestly see. I can't bag on it though because I do love me some voodoo. And
it's a great vibe
down in the bayous. It gives me a great vibe, and
totally.
of course you got to get those nice fog laser scares.
Oh yes.
The worst scares I have ever experienced last year, man. Where they have the fog, the low-lying fog, and just have those lasers across, and then just people pop up right in front of you. You're just like, done, man.
Because how can you see them coming? You just can't.
Exactly, you can't.
They could be anywhere.
Pants shat.
Yep, they did that. They used that same tactic in the voodoo house at Dark Horizon, and I was like, I do not want to continue walking, but I guess I have to. Eddy, does anything stick out for you on these 3?
Besides the bar.
I was gonna say something about the bar, but I feel like I can't. And I wasn't gonna say necessarily because of the drinks, but I know what the bar is like here in Williamsburg, and they have like interactive elements where you could pay to trigger some of the elements inside of the house and actually watch it scare somebody.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think the one in Williamsburg is called like the inoculation station or something like that. And they sell like Jello shots, but there's like a station with actual like screens, and they'll be like, let's say the people are walking through like a graveyard, but there's a skeleton behind like a headstone. You pay like $1 and you can make that skeleton pop out at your command.
Whoa.
So if they did something like that here at this bar, that would make it really cool. For the most part, like overall, the event sounds pretty awesome. I like the whole idea of like kind of like you know, the mermaid and everything, like the lore behind that. And then also if you look at like their website, how everything is like gonna be announced, you kind of could guess what things are coming because they put like little symbols with all the to be announced things.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, there's a couple things on there that I think are worth noting. Like the things that jump out to me, and I've been saying this for a while. And yes, I'm actually going to mention that one. I think the Medusa head.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, definitely know that one.
Like listen, if they restore Journey to Atlantis to its former glory for Howl-O-Scream, I will lose it. And
Like-
I mean that in multiple ways, because that Medusa thing when I was a kid scared the crap out of me. And I would love to see it again and probably laugh at how it's possible that I was scared about it. And I am calling my shot again here. I still am maintaining the thought that the black spot is going to come to Howl-O-Scream.
So?
I'm just on this train because there's a couple different pirate things here in these hints. There's like 3 different things that could be pirate related. And I just feel like, you know, it's not going to be back at Tampa because this vampire house is in its location. Howl-O-Scream has been known to relocate houses in the past. Orlando is a new event. I don't know. I just have this hunch. I'm sticking to it.
I mean, yeah, back to the whole Medusa thing though. So I went to SeaWorld for the first time a couple months ago with Adrian, and we rode Journey to Atlantis.
Yeah.
And I personally, since I had never been on it, I didn't know that it wasn't like on, like that effect wasn't working anymore.
Yeah.
So we were going like under it, and I could see that it was there, and I was like, please don't have the lights turn on. I don't like it. It doesn't look, no, that looks freaking terrifying. I wasn't okay with it, and I can't imagine seeing that with like all the lights and effects on it.
Dude, they had some Beetlejuice music playing on that ride for some reason. It was a trip. Like it was a trip. But you know, when I was a kid and I was still like pretty scared of horror, like the thing that scared me, there was this screen. It wasn't the big Medusa head that you're thinking of. There was like this screen in the fountain, and it was just some woman's face, and it transforms into Medusa. And every time we got to that point in the ride, I'd stare at the ground. I'm like, I'm not looking at that. And I really want to go and look at it again because I think it would be so dumb. But they have totally like nerfed that attraction. Like there's no spookiness to it anymore. It's still a cool vibe, but I would love to see them just for Howl-O-Scream, we're making Journey to Atlantis spooky again, and I would just love it. So I really hope that happens. So do we have anything else for Howl-O-Scream Orlando?
I'm really just trying to look through all of these like
Yeah,
symbols.
what could they mean? What's the igloo?
They're bringing back penguins.
I'm thinking it's got to be a house.
No,
you think
they're
they're gonna do something with that?
It's gonna be the frozen bayou.
Another bayou. This
The
time it's frozen.
voodoo bayou.
No, man, they're gonna bring back the penguin trackless ride, man.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
can walk through
closed
it.
still?
It's still closed. Yeah,
Oh wow.
the queue is still being used. The queue for it is still being used as for the penguin like exhibit.
Okay.
Oh, and guess what I noticed, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Another bar.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out. It's definitely another bar.
Yeah. Some sort of skeleton vibe, maybe.
Something Poseidon.
Yeah, the trident. That's a really interesting one to me.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
it's got to be closely related to the siren.
Okay. Something death related.
Yeah, that could, and then like
Yeah,
the
'cause
knife
some of
could be
these are
about
scare
anything.
zone.
What is the tent? And that
a
like
camping.
that like finger what looks like it's
Lycan
pushing a
Landing.
button. Like
It's
there's
like in landing. They're bringing it over.
Wait, what did you say that one that you're looking forward to? The black spot? Maybe he's touching it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Is that what you called it? The black spot?
Yeah, it was like a pirate house at Tampa.
There's a
I don't
lot
know.
of pirate ones there.
Yeah, there's like I said, there's like three
There's
different.
three.
There's
Yeah,
a ship. There's a skull and crossbones. There's a pirate flag.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there'll
there's
probably
three.
be, because see, to me that says like there'll probably be a pirate house and a pirate zone
Scare
and a pirate
zone.
and like a pirate bar, maybe. Like it'll be
I
a whole
just
little
don't know where
pirate
they
section.
would stick any of this stuff at.
Yeah,
Blair
I don't
Witch.
know. Blair Witch.
Oh wait, maybe the igloo is the igloo bar. The what is that what's called, the igloo bar or the icebreaker bar or something like that?
Oh,
Oh,
next
over
to
that
it,
way.
Icebreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bar that's next to icebreaker.
Okay. It could be. And it could be something like in the Antarctica section of the park. If they're using it for this event, I'm not sure if they are.
Frozen zombies.
Yeah, like ice
Halloween
zombie
3.
zone. That'd be cool. Halloween 3.
You know how they were gonna do lava
Now
zombies
we know
in
why we're not
Volcano.
getting it. Now we know why we're not getting it.
Now
Yeah,
they were
they
gonna
took
do
it.
lava zombies in Volcano Bay. We got ice zombies in SeaWorld Orlando.
There you go. But no, these little images are very intriguing to me. Like, I don't know. There's some really interesting ones here. There's like an ice pick as well. Like what?
See, I feel like
For a miner's pick.
we should
Yeah.
like get rid of all the leaks and everything for HHN and just replace them with that.
Just
It
little
would,
symbols.
that would allow for such like more hilarious speculation. It would be great.
The speculation board on Inside Universal would be like 600 pages long. It's already like 250 something, and we know everything. Just imagine if it was symbols. It would literally be like 700 pages.
Just be like 20 different things that could be for a skeleton hand.
Well,
What
this
could it
movie had a
mean?
skeleton hand in it, so it could be
The
this
numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
movie. I hope someone out there appreciates that reference. So yeah, Howl-O-Scream Orlando. I'm very excited to be a part of the first year. I'm going to try to make it to Tampa as well, but I'm definitely doing
Busch
Orlando.
Gardens.
Yes. Well, SeaWorld Orlando, Busch Gardens, Tampa. That's all we have in terms of news announcements. There was a lot announced in the last week, as you can tell. Lots to be excited about and a lot more coming. So there'll probably be more videos similar to this with more announcement news. That's all I've got. What about you guys? You guys got anything else to add?
Eddy
Anything
bucks
at
have
all?
no value.
Eddy bucks have no. Remember that, kids. Eddy bucks have no value at all. Eddy, although your bucks do not have value, people still might want to keep up with you. So where can they do that?
So you can follow me on YouTube at Eddytainment. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at Eddytainment1. And I think that's all I have. Yep, that's everything I have.
All right, Mike, how about you?
I'm all across the board on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, as you can see in this side right here. I think somewhere over here. Anyways, it's at Hallowed Thrills, just all across the board.
Keeping it nice and simple. I respect
Nice
it.
and simple, man.
Chris,
Don't
as if
reach me.
the people don't already know where to find the legend zombie Chris.
Yeah, you can reach me on YouTube, Zombie Chris. Reach me on any other social media platform. It's just Zombie CT, not from Connecticut. And it's just simple, Zombie CT.
It is
Connor.
totally Connecticut.
Connor, if they want to know about your favorite top 5 Metallica song list, where can they reach you?
Well, they probably won't find that information. But if you do want to see what I get up to, music, theme parks, whatever, ConnerFL on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter, ConnorW96, if you want to see my BS that I tweet. And definitely follow Boo Bros, as you can see down there. Banner going from our IT guy. He put it up there for us. Boo Bros Inc. And subscribe to this channel. We are getting close to that 1K range. That'll be a really cool milestone to hit if you guys want to be a part of that. get in on the first 1K subs train. And apparently we also have t-shirts, right? That's a thing. I am correct about that.
It will
Okay.
There'll be a link in the description.
Yes, if you would like to get a shirt representing any of our silly faces, you can do so. Thank you for tuning in to this Boo Bros podcast. Lots to cover today, and there will be lots to cover in the future. So that's all we've got. Thank you guys for watching, and stay spooky.
Stay
Deuces.
spooky.
Stay hollowed.
And subscribe if you haven't already. If you made it this far, why haven't you pressed the button?
Yes, we all hope you've been very Eddytained. And remember, one last thing before we go, Eddy Bucks have no value. Thank
Eddy
you for
Bucks
watching.
have no value.